Let me just say a few words about the importance and the value of teaching excellence at Royal Roads, and how pleased I am to be here with you today to present these awards. As you may know, all universities or bona fide universities in Canada that want to be recognized must be members, certified as members of AUCC, the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada. When we were examined for certification in the late 90s, AUCC sent 3 university presidents here to better part of a week to scrutinize the qualification standards and the operating procedures of this fledgling institution. It was a daunting task for them, but even more so daunting for us, for the folks who are here who knew about those times, because in fact Royal Roads was beginning to break the bonds of about 500 years of university tradition. Fortunately, the chair of the examining committee was president of McGill, who himself was an accomplished educator and teacher, and he knew what and how to evaluate what we were doing. During a debriefing at the end of the week, he sat down with me and he said, you know, I wanted to come here because I'd heard some exciting things that Royal Roads was doing, but I suspected that it might just be yet another place espousing educational jargon. He continued, after we chatted for a little while, he continued to say, let me tell you what we found out this week. He said, Royal Roads is doing what it says it's doing and doing it very well. He said, you really emphasize outstanding teaching with development programs for professors. You obviously know what you're doing when it comes to team-based learning, to outcomes-based curriculum, and you're world leaders in implementing educational technology. Importantly, he said, my team was extremely impressed when we interviewed your learners. And he said, by the way, I kind of like that term. He said, considering most of your learners are about the average age of your professors, and they're all lifelong learners. He said, what we found is interviewing them is that they genuinely felt that Royal Roads exists for them. You give meaning to being learner-centered. They sense this from the interaction they have not only with their professors and their teammates in the classroom, but through all levels of Royal Roads, from the gardeners to the security staff to the support staff to including the administration, that they feel that this place is focused on them and that is learner-focused. He concluded by saying, Jerry, you know, while you and I are both proud graduates of McGill, McGill should be doing what you're doing. Fortunately, you started here with a clean slate. For us and many others, it will take decades of change to get to where you are. Well, I thought that's pretty impressive for us in that process of certification. And again, his emphasis was on how Royal Roads emphasizes the importance of teaching, and that's what learners are particularly interested in. Now, turning to Royal Roads Teaching Awards, as I read the nominees' a description of people who are being put forward by them, and then the philosophy that's written by the award winners today, I note that they have many things in common. One is that they have a love, a relish for interaction with learners. They see themselves as not omnipotent authority, but as a facilitator of learning. They all create a learning atmosphere where it is safe, challenging, and exciting for learners to explore the unknown, not only about the subject area, but about themselves as well. They are lifelong learners themselves, expanding on their professional awareness of their chosen field, and they continuously explore and master skills related to the art and science of pedagogy. Well, today, it's my pleasure to present 3 awards. 2 of these are new awards, the Outstanding Workshop Facilitator Award and the Team Teaching Award, and finally, the 3rd, the Outstanding Teacher Award. Let me see if I can organize these in a way that makes sense here. And I have to duck down under the podium to fish out the awards here somewhere as well. Here we go. For the award recipients, just in case these aren't in the proper order, you can sort this out. The Outstanding Workshop Facilitation Award is being presented to Dr. Paul Mohapul. And let me just point out a couple of comments that were noted in his nomination. The continuing studies students have been beneficiaries of his excellence for the past 8 years. It is not unusual for him to draw crowds of over 75 for an evening talk, holding an audience in rapt attention for 2 hours or more. In the classroom, his experiential approach invites participation from all levels. By the way, the light's not on here, so I'm squinting. Thank you. Ah. There's a switch. Yeah. As I said, we're now presenting an award to Joe Smith. But importantly, in the classroom, his experiential approach invites participation from all levels of learners, and his pacing is a fine-tuned skill. Ladies and gentlemen, please share an appreciation of this award to Dr. Paul Mohapul.
So I have, what, 20 minutes? No, just kidding. I was told 2 minutes. So first of all, I want to thank Hillary and the staff at Continuing Studies for nominating me. And I want to acknowledge, more importantly, all the people in my life that have influenced and brought me to this place and have allowed me to have this wonderful occupation where I get to interact and teach, which is a joy. And Royal Roads played a very seminal, important part of my decision pursue this career. I was actually a student here in 2004. I remember sitting in the classroom and having quite a profound experience of realizing what education could be. And I thought to myself, I want to do this, and I could do what that person's doing in the front of the room. So I decided to pursue that, and that was really the moment where I changed my career and went into facilitation and teaching. So, you know, when I think about what it was, what education can be and the possibilities, when I was sitting there, it was really a transformational experience. I would describe it like an awakening. I felt personally I awakened to my possibilities, to my potential. Also awakening to the possibility and potentials of others, in tapping in and working in a community-based process, and also thinking about influencing society. And those are the values and what I try to impart when I stand in front of that room each time when I come facilitate. And, the research around, when they ask people what makes that program, that course, that workshop memorable, when they follow people up years later, the research suggests that the most important thing that influences people is not the content per se, but the passion of the person delivering that content is the most important thing. So every day I remind myself and tap into that, and I feel privileged to be able to do that. So I try to impart those things as well, and if I can get excited by it, I feel that other people get excited, and that opens the possibilities. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And
the next award is the Team Teaching Award. Associate Faculty teaching graduate certificates in the Executive Coaching Program. Comment about this group of wonderful teachers. This faculty team celebrated 10 years of teaching and learning together through the delivery of the Executive Coaching Program. They bring themselves fully and completely not only as faculty, but as companions to their students in a journey of learning. If you would please come up and receive this award, Scott Richardson, Allison Hendren, Carolyn Conlin, and Marjorie Bussey. Let's see how we're doing.
Well, thank you. We too had about 20 minutes worth of acknowledgements. It's going to go faster with the light here. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Our team is, of course, grateful to have our work honored in this way. And let me begin by a personal note to my colleagues. By just saying how much I've learned in our work together. On behalf of the team, I want to acknowledge Lorianne Demers and the late Gail Gibson for the vision to seek the support of Royal Roads to launch an executive coaching program at the university. And to also acknowledge Royal Roads for the innovative capacity in 2000-2001 to be the first university in North America to say yes to such a proposal.
I too was a student here. And started teaching here just about 15 years ago, I guess it was. And my colleague Carolyn and I did. And we worked with a couple of other faculty along the way, and who we loved and adored, but weren't quite the right fit. And then we came along with the lovely Allison Hendren and Scott Richardson. And that was about 11 years ago. And in April, we graduated our 38th cohort, 30 together, the four of us. So that's very cool. One of the things that we've enjoyed together is how much we have also learned and grown. I started to cry when Scott said that, and I thought, oh, I was going to let him be the only one to cry up here. And but it's really exciting to be able to do that and to work together and to learn and grow as much as we push our teams as our students, and they tell us all the time how much they learn in team, and us together have learned a huge amount. We know way too much about each other to be enemies. That's why we're really good friends. And we just are really happy. I'm really blessed to be here today, listening to all of what's going on with all of you, to be part of this team. We brag about Royal Roads all the time, so thank you.
So it's wonderful to have a tangible reminder of how teaching and learning are the same thing. And as we've been together, we can't even count, and we won't bore you with all of the things that we've learned. But when Marge and I introduced the Accelerator Business Coaching model here, who had any idea, certainly not us, how we would be changed and how, the model would be changed, how the teaching would be changed because of the students that we're with, the learners. I really love that term too, the learners. So over time, to see how the curriculum has grown, but more importantly, how the application has grown. And so, in case you don't know, we want to tell you that the best part, I think, of being with our learners is to see them go out to not-for-profits and coach leaders in those organizations. And the letters that we get back are, heartwarming, and they bring us back again and again. So we're here for, I don't know how many more cohorts, but a long time. Thank you. And what is also really important to do, aside from this fabulous team that I've been so blessed to work with over 11 years, is that what Royal Roads does here is there is a team that supports us and has supported us. And I have to acknowledge, I want on behalf of our group here to acknowledge the team that we've had who have supported us in so many outstanding ways over all these years. And that is Annette Sewardson, Rebecca Bosma, Lisa Murray, Calvin Roberts, I don't see Calvin here, and led by Zoe McLeod. I don't know where Zoe is. They have supported us in being the team that we've been able to be. So thank you very much, and thank you, Royal Roads, and thank you, Dr. Kelly.
And lastly, the recipient of the Outstanding Teaching Award. And I would just reiterate, too, that the outstanding awards that are being presented today are presented to people who reflect and are here accepting awards on behalf of all of the great faculty and teachers at Royal Roads. The Outstanding Teacher Award to Dr. Eva Melisius. Positively, her teaching philosophy of collaboration and reflective practice was evident in her course delivery and impacted our learning significantly. Her transparency was powerful teaching, inviting us into her own reflections and witnessing her practice. What she preaches was exceptional role modeling. Please join with me in congratulating Dr. Eva Melisius.
Thank you all so much, and thank you as well to the selection committee for coming up with what must have been a really difficult choice. What inspires me most about teaching is when I see students thrive in their personal and professional lives because of a connection that they made with something that we covered in class. This could entail finding a passion or something they never anticipated, something they never knew they wanted to do, mastering a skill or just really getting it, and developing their own concept and approach by something that evolved out of an activity or a reflection, or reading something, again, that we covered in class. To me, learning and teaching is not about the instructor, but rather about the student and what comes after they move beyond the classroom. As an educator, I'm merely one of their tour guides in their learning journey, and it's ultimately up to each of the students to find their path and determine their destination. I play a role in helping them to navigate a little part of their journey, and I'm proud to witness their accomplishments along the way. So in this context, the Kelly Outstanding Teaching Award means a lot to me personally and professionally. Thank you to all of you for providing me with this honor, and to know that I have the appreciation of my students and my peers, which makes me confident to continue to teach and learn the way I do, driven by curiosity and interest to make a difference in this world. So in that way, my students and my graduates really are my inspiration, as they are out in the world making a difference. So thank you to Eric, Nick, and Sarah, whose words you heard for nominating me for this award, and all of my other students here at Royal Roads who continue to inspire me to do more. So in my classroom, I strive to make a difference how students address real-world problems. As such, I value diversity and creativity, problem solving, and moving beyond the boundaries of what is perceived possible and design processes that make a difference. So for me, it's crucial to bring theory and practice together, ensuring that students acquire a solid foundation of knowledge alongside building skills to be successful in their respective endeavors. So by providing them with extensive and constructive feedbacks, exposing them to various concepts, ideas, and cases, I support them to stretch their comfort zone and build confidence in their ability to practically achieve what they seek to accomplish. As I support students along their learning journeys, I ensure that the content is applied and relevant and extends beyond the virtual or physical walls of our classrooms. So while I proudly accept this award in recognition of my own work, I also want to recognize others in the RU system to contribute to outstanding teaching and learning. So they say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a community to raise a student to their full potential. So I can only highlight a few, and many of you are in this room today, but I want to recognize CTET and their team of instructional designers who always are there to support, encourage me to be creative and expand my own comfort zone in teaching. To student services who, in the diversity of their portfolio, make sure that all of our students have the support they need to thrive to their full potential. And to our amazing program staff who are outstanding in what they do and navigating all the different stakeholders and all of their needs and interests. So thank you all very much.
Let me just thank the foundation, the administration for expanding the scope of the awards this year, and also thank my family, friends, and the university who joined with me in developing the sponsorship for this award. Again, my pleasure to be here. Congratulations.